Peer-to-peer is a little bit different than web technology, because on the web, I'm going to go out and I'm going to search for something, or I'm going to go try to get some information. It's going to be on a server somewhere in a server room. I have kind of indirect access to that content, and I'm going to be able to find what I need by going out and searching and finding, indirectly through servers to get to that data. Peer-to-peer is direct access. It is as though I take a network cable, connect it to my computer, stretch it across the street, and plug it into the computer of the person across the street, or across the country, or across the world. It is a direct connection. Now, there are some security concerns here, because the purpose of a peer-to-peer application is to say, I have some files that I want someone else to have access to. So I'm going to put a peer-to-peer application on here, and I'm going to let somebody search and get these files from me. Usually, our teens anyway, are using this to share music. So they don't want to go out and buy music for their MP3 player, so they're going to put it on their computer. They say, hey, I've got these great CDs. I'm going to put the music on there, and I'm going to share it with anybody that wants them. Problem is, if you're not careful and you don't lock down the security settings, whoever comes in to access your computer can have access to every file on your computer. Now, we obviously would not want that. So if you have a peer-to-peer application, make sure you set the security settings so you only allow access to one directory, and that directory only. Now, you take that and you talk about not only the security concern, but the fact that a lot of times this is copyrighted material that's being shared, and we all have to decide how we're going to allow our children to get music for their MP3 players. Is that something that's concerning to us or not? The copyright laws that exist. Everybody has to make that own, their own choices there. If that were the only problem, I wouldn't usually spend a lot of time talking about peer-to-peer. I have my opinions about it, but you can choose what you want to do. However, people don't realize that the #1 use of this peer-to-peer technology is the sharing of child pornography. Why is that? It's because child pornography is illegal. And there are very strict laws about child pornography. And so people who use and participate in this child pornography can't just put up a web server and have everyone have access to it. They have to find more clandestine ways of sharing their content. And so they use these peer-to-peer applications to do that. So it is entirely possible, and not only possible, it is probable, that if our children are using peer-to-peer applications to find music, it is probable that they will find some sort of pornography. And it's not just because they're going to go out searching for child pornography. It's because these pornographers, who, to them it's a business, remember? It's a big business. They're trying to bring in new customers. They're trying to get their content in front of as many people as they can. So they are going to use deceptive means to get that content in front of people. And one of those things is they're going to take and they're going to create a video, and they might do an amateur, hardcore pornographic video, or it might be something else. But they'll take some pornographic video, and they will put it on their computer, and they'll name it Britney Spears or Michael Jackson or 3 Days Grace or whatever the kids are searching for. And they'll say, this is the new 3 Days Grace video. So now when your child gets on the peer-to-peer application and says, hey, I really want to see this new video, they're going to search for that video, they're going to pull this thing down, and they're going to open it up, and now they've been exposed to something that you don't want them exposed to. And I can almost guarantee you they are not going to come and tell you about it, because it got right through your filter. You're the good parent putting the filter on the computer thinking, okay, I've got my kids protected. Peer-to-peer is going to come right through the filter. It's a video. It's named, Michael Jackson. You didn't tell the filter not to let Michael Jackson on your computer. And so the kids are going to be exposed, and they're not going to want to come tell you, because they're going to think, now wait a minute, if I tell mom and dad that I was just exposed to something, they're going to turn off the peer-to-peer. They're going to take it off the computer. I'm not going to be able to get my music anymore, so I'm just going to ignore it. And every time they do a search, every single time, there is the possibility that they will get something that they're not looking for. So peer-to-peer is extremely dangerous. And there are filters out there where you can actually turn off at the what's called the protocol level. In other words, at the very lowest level, you can turn off peer-to-peer technology. And so I would suggest take a look at your filter, understand what its capabilities are, and if it has the ability to disable peer-to-peer, use it.